always take the stairs, not the sketchy elevator. Look at that counterweight. It's actually quite cool, really. So out into Bologna on the street for the morning. Just had breakfast in the cafe. See the sun rising. It's a beautiful morning, nice and dry. Plenty of graffiti. Well, they did invent the word, didn't they? A Roman word. Now try and cross the street without getting mown down. That's the apartment building I was staying in. Just, it's comfortable. It's good. People going about their morning business. Look at them long shadows. Now, there's a big train terminus in Bologna, so it's a great place. Connection, so people can get there easily, which I think is going to be the success of the show. Because a lot of Italians can get there quite easily, which should be good for stallholders and, punters. More of that graffiti I mentioned. I love the way people cycle all the time. Just sort of nonchalantly along. None of this lycra messing around. So here we are. Day 2. Some Ferrari rear lights. I took these for Mika. I thought he'd like them. Now this is nice, isn't it? This fabrication of this Abarth exhaust. They make all the pressings and do this stuff. These guys have some really nice stock. A lot of it they manufacture, but also mixed in is original, new old stock stuff. Not inexpensive, but then, if you're going to have a Ferrari, you're going to have to be ready for it, aren't you? I'm not sure if they cater for much else other than Ferrari. I suppose look them up, look on the website, and you'll see. But yeah, I've been impressed with what they're doing. The stuff they're remanufacturing does look of a very high quality. I think they know what they're about. So yeah, check them out if you're so inclined and need that type of stuff. But yeah, look, you see all this is all new old stock, isn't it? Which is lovely. Yeah, manuals and so on. See, they've got the chassis tube there, and they got some sections they do, some aluminium profiles and so on, and brass profiles could be useful. That's nice, that tin plate 600. This guy always has nice stock, sort of very antique sort of stuff. I particularly like that Alfa Romeo sign, that'll light up, I'm sure. And then his cabinets here, he's got some toys. There's a Dino coupe. It's quite a big one, actually. It's quite a sizable thing. And other things, these sort of large plastic toys. I mean, they are toys, but they're quite nicely proportioned and done. That's nice, isn't it? That media. And I was taken with this funny little kids' bike thing, but with a built-in light. I thought that's quite a nice bit of design there. And there's some little rifles, there you go, pop guns. Nice Fiat service sign. And if you're aspiring racing drivers. This guy had some very nice carburetors. I've never seen one of them things before. 45 DC03. This is not, single port thing. Yeah, all sorts of stuff he had. It was quite pricey, actually. But, another person that, stuff other people didn't have, It's all sorts of stuff on here. Yeah, you know, it's priced accordingly, isn't it? You know, if you can't get it anywhere else, then you're gonna have to just pay, aren't you? But yeah, I sort of there's a few carbs here and things I've never seen before. Different variations of stuff. Yeah, not really spending a long enough on a mile. You have to pause it and have a proper look. But yeah, that's a quirky thing, isn't it? I don't know what that is. This guy's given me his details because he's got this Steyr Pooch twin and so on. I had one of them when I was a kid, them 128s. Nice stuff in here. That's lovely, isn't it? And these radiator hip flasks are very cool, aren't they? Not that I drink, but there we are. We like a globe, don't we? Light up globe's always good. What else have we got? Well, there we are. Backlit in a glass case. These are nice, aren't they? These Ferrari shifters. The gated shifters, they're very, very nice. Not that I've got a Ferrari or anything to put them in, but they are beautiful pieces, aren't they? That's nice, that Maserati thing. Yeah, a lot of these sort of trophy type stuff. Alfaromeo 1900. No, there's that funny army truck I filmed last year. These were nice, these Fiat signs. Topolino model. It's actually a Simca, and I've got the pink one, haven't I? That I got at Bewley. Now mine was 25 quid, and this one was €100. So I thought I did all right, really. GTA in porcelain. There's Miss Simca. Some wheel trims for Conrad for his Flaminia. They were £250 if I remember rightly, and that's the ones he needs for his one. So there it is. There's the details if you want to get in touch with them, Conrad. Shed Envy. Look at that, Stratos. And a little 1000 SP. Now that's choice, wasn't it? I didn't go and look at it. I was just so busy and overwhelmed with stuff. And I've seen them anyway, you know, so I'm a bit of an Abarth buff and I've been around these things. Little Dino 246 model. Not sure what it is exactly. I think it's something they make. But yeah, Shed Envy. I'd like this. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? And plenty of light, wouldn't you? All that glass. Although not very secure, I must admit. They'd be in, wouldn't they? But yeah, it's a nice thing, isn't it? If you had some big grounds, you could just have that there, couldn't you? I'm not sure what's going on there. These are nice, thermometers. Oh, look at that. Now that's pretty, isn't it? Very nice, good colour. Yeah, very elegant cars, aren't they? And there's a few there, as we'll see. Yeah, nicely detailed, isn't it? Pretty correct to me. And there you go, that's what colour it is. And what else we got? There's a white one. I think we looked at this last year, actually. And there's one down there. So plenty of Mistrals to look at, which is always useful for me, just to look at the details and so on. So bear with me. If you're not into Mistrals, you'll have to put up with it. Because here's another one. Again, Hampson in that silver. Yeah, I think they're very cool things. There you go, Spider with a hard top. See, this guy had some lovely stock. I was quite taken with this. One for Bill, a Lusso. Now, it's got the wrong lights. It is a display board for lights, clearly, but it actually didn't have the proper lights on it for a Lusso. But it'd be a nice thing to have. That Agip, that's cool, isn't it? The Carney. Or Carna. I like that Maserati sign. Both of them are nice, aren't they? Yeah, so I covered them. And this spark plug box is really nice. There's the Lusso. Another little spark plugs. That's nice, isn't it, that Pirelli? And the Ducati. And these are nice. And so I've got the Agip gas I could do with the Carney, the service one. Auto Moto. Now these are very elegant cars. I think these are cool. Sort of, would you call that sort of Baroque? I don't know what you'd call that. But yeah, it's a proper sort of 50s Dandare-esque, isn't it? Sort of that sort of 50s sci-fi. No, I like them a lot. I like the dash, it's cool, isn't it? And that weird gear stick and the heater under the dash there. Lovely seats as well with the cutouts in them. Yeah, I cover these. Way beyond my budget. That's nice, that little Weber, dish. TPS for the liners and so on, and pistons. Look at this. There's that psychedelic book again. And did you see the Warhol above? That was a little glass of the Warhol pictures in between them two books. But anyway, this is a quirky thing with the bolt on wheels, bolt on the side. You see, well, that's interesting. So you can just mount them from one side. You see how the chain goes on there. So I think you pull that hubcap off and it bolts on. Didn't really look at the front properly. I don't know if it had a sort of monoshock and did the same. Looks more conventional, doesn't it, the front end? Yeah, I think this lot's all for fixing the roads. Maintenance. This is a rarity, and obviously it's slightly customised. With his little emoji fog light. But I'm not sure these are home market. I think these were Brazil or Argentina or something like that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I thought they were. You can see a weird body line where they join the back on somewhere, I'm sure. Yeah, there it is. There's that line. It's a bit strange, isn't it? So I don't know a lot about these, but yeah, it's quite a nice thing. I'm not sure I'd have it like that, though. Oh, is that another Mistral? I think it is. So yeah, perhaps we'll just play some music and watch this one. Because I took a fair bit of footage of it. But as I say, it's the details. And it's good to sort of have a good look at the seats, because I made them seats, didn't I, last year? Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember now. Yeah, for my one. So it's nice to see how they should look, when they're covered nice. Giddy up, yum yum, we could probably speed this bit up. Good to have these detail shots and reference for later. And say, see how them seats are sculpted. Now apparently they use this for race driver training. I don't know what you have to pay to get in that, because that's quite something, isn't it? Plexiglass front. I suppose if you're going to do race car tuition, you might as well do it in something like that. Yeah. This is a proper one, isn't it? So Maggioli again. So this is Umberto Maggioli's brother. Used to run a team preparing these, and I think it's to do with him. I think it's actually a significantly important historic car, but I don't know enough about them. But I certainly know someone that does know about them. Yes, the University Motors, they know everything about these. So I asked Mauro, and he'd tell you all about it. Look at this weird thing with this leather belt drive thing. Now, this looks like the blacksmith made it. The acetylene lights, if I'm not wrong. Now, I don't know what that first tank is, if that's with that radiatory looking thing. Isn't it bizarre, that big tap thing to turn it on and off? Now that's a quirky old thing. Yeah, look at that. I don't know how they tension the belt. Looks like you're going to slip. So yeah, I'm not a huge bike person, but it's quite good to have a look at them. And I thought this was just so bizarre. Do you think somebody, look at them brakes? They put a lock on it in case someone's going to nick it. I don't know. I'd be a bit optimistic, really. Yeah, and another one of these weird belt drive things. Oh, that looks properly tensioned. You know that seat, how it's sort of slung over the back? Or saddle, rather. Yeah, it's a slightly bonkers thing again. The V-twin. And it's another one that's got one of these weird taps on the induction. Well, those taps are for starting, aren't they? So you can put a bit of fuel down them. But that weird tap, that red-handled thing, it's like you know, for shutting down the air almost. I don't know if, you know, there's on each one, isn't it? Each manifold's got one. Weird. Down to the magneto, chain drive down to it on the bottom there. So yeah, that's nice, inline 4 thing, isn't it? Indian. These are cool, aren't they? A chow. Now they're not Skyways for you BMX lot, but I guess they're a nod towards it, aren't they? There's a little miniature one. Yeah, apparently they hold big rallies for these, and you know, they're absolutely fanatical about them. This is nice, isn't it? With the window so you can see the drive there. That's quite cool, isn't it? Well, they all did make nice things, Ducati, didn't they? No, Pierre Blanche actually came to visit me in the workshop once to look at some Fiat Dinos. It was actually because he was on site doing something else, and then the lads brought him round, and he was, you know, he's very keen on it. So it's good to see him. So if you don't know who Pierre Blanche is, he's the famous designer for Ducati. Quite an important person. Now, I've said before about these little Vespas, these early ones can be very expensive. Now, I filmed one at Goodwood and mentioned something about it, and I looked it up on Google, you know, to see about auction prices, and yeah, it's as much as €80,000 for one of these. So, you know, you're looking at 100 grand dearly for a Vespa. But look at all the red rod sort of cables, sorry, not cables, the rods, controls and so on, how it all works. But yeah, they are iconic, and I guess, you know, there must be enough people want them that they'll spend that sort of money on them. This is cool. Little 50 race bike. Tiny little thing. There you go, look. For scale. Look how small it is. Now that's got one of those flywheels, isn't it? Looks like the old bacon slices, doesn't it? For doing your carpaccio stuff. We'll see some of them in a minute. Yeah, I'm sure there's a nickname towards it. Hairsprings for the valves there. A bit weird, isn't it? All that stuff. Very old fashioned. The ignition key. And that steering damper. This is a cool little thing, isn't it? Yeah, I was thinking it looked like a Japanese one, you know, that sort of styling. But to my surprise, you'll see, it's not Japanese. It's Ducati. So it's proper Italian. I didn't even know they made these. But yeah, I quite like it, styling on it. Again, it's all a bit dandare, isn't it? I think I mentioned the Eagle last week, didn't I? That was what Dandere was in, wasn't he, in the Eagle? I like this sort of combo number plate rear light thing. Oh, there's some pair of shoes. This thing looks like it's for pouring milk out the front of it, isn't it? That weird mud guard. I don't know why it's shaped like that. Yeah, this looks like a bit of a beast again, doesn't it? Look at that. Gilera. I think that's that engine in its frame where it should live. Again, 50cc stuff, you know, tiny, like a little record bike, and look at that, all streamlined. Again, it's a miniature thing. They all are, aren't they? And here's the Vespa Club stand. It's quite early, so there's not many people there, but I imagine there's a throng of people there later on. As I say, people are absolutely, you know, fastidious and obsessional about these things, aren't they? But yeah, it's quite cool. I've got a Lambretta, so I'm sort of more into them. But, you know, it's not that I dislike the Vespas, I'm just into them. This is nice Bianchi, isn't it? I think I filmed this last year, that weird sort of oil cooler thing in the red. It's very smart, isn't it? So they were the oldest bicycle manufacturers, you know, still going, because you can still buy the bicycles. But obviously they did these motorbikes, and they did cars, as we know, Auto Bianchi. But also the early Bianchis cars were just called Bianchi. On the buses, these wheels are funny, aren't they? A bolt on like that. And I think that connects to the rim and sort of clamps onto it like that somehow. And I don't really know, but I was always sort of intrigued by them. The French go in for that sort of wheel bolt sort of stuff, don't they? They have wheels on their crazy old trucks and things. And even older bus there. Nice stuff here. I've got these Abarth books, I think. Yeah, I've got those.
Well, you could guess I've got these.
Very nice. Yeah, I'd recommend them. Good if you're into it. They're good. Look at that Alpha. That is something in it. He likes it. Look. Yeah, I like what these guys are doing, because I like seeing traditional panel work, as you know. So, you know, they built that car. It was a proper coach building. Nice door they did. You know, nicely made that is. And then look at this wing. Now this is very, very well done. Look at that pinch line through it. So you can see, you know, very nice. Can't see the welds, all been dressed out very nicely. You know, you don't actually know quite how they made that. Look at that door again. You see, nicely executed. See the echo trinker marks in it and things along the bottom. The rub marks from an English wheel, I'd have guessed. And they're drawing some plans up here, which I think is for their own car. But yeah, now we get to sort of see inside. You can see all the shrinker marks. You can see the welds as well, where they've welded it on. You see the wide edge as well. So you can see how many sections it's made up of. It's quite elaborate, but there's a lot of shape in that. So you can imagine they would have to join a few bits together to do that. But yeah, I think that's nice work. I think these lads know what they're about. So you can see they've got a stump there, just beyond us. And you see that thing in front of the stump? I think that's 3D printed, that former. Yeah, you see that pinch line? That's really nicely done, isn't it? A nice styling cue, but also well executed. So there's a QR thing there, you can have a look, can't you?
It's their book, is it?
And there's a little feature of them in a magazine, some sort of styling, style magazine, I don't know what it was. Lifestyle-y thing. That's it. They're in there.
In a book, right, okay.
But I'm sure you just look up their website.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see there's your Echo machine.
Yeah, Echo machine, big one, you see. Yeah, had a better stand this year. A nice little stand last year, but this one's a lot better. So they're obviously trying to get some work in. Now, I've never seen one of these before. I thought these were cool, actually. I sort of quite like one of these. So you sort of the frame's the tank, isn't it? Sort of, yeah. Little expansion pipe. They look like they're fun. They're sort of almost sort of BMXy thing. Yeah, I've never seen these before. Don't know anything about them. Yeah, got a lot of casing there, a lot of cooling fins, but I think it's a very, tiny little barrel in there, little 50cc thing. If you saw where the bolt pattern was, obviously if that holds the barrel on, you're going to have a tiny piston in there. This is a nice looking thing. Don't know much about it. I think it's a sort of a homebrew thing. I'm sorry if I'm doing it misjustice. It's not a GTO, is it? It's something else. I think it's a 330 of some description. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm wondering if they, if it's like a sort of coach built special. Anyway, if you know what it is, tell me. This is tidy, isn't it? This is just like my one. This is what it looked like when I got it. Well, apart from it wasn't as tidy as that, but it's that model. Yeah. Cool little things. Well, obviously came back for some more. Yeah, it's got all the styling cues, isn't it, they normally have. So I don't really know what it is. One of those open gates, though, haven't they, on the shifter? Tiger floor it? No wonder. You see, it could be, a proper old car, but that's a different body to normal. Little Bianchina, some bolt-on Baranis. Someone's happy. They're cute little things, aren't they? So that's the retractable. So that's the suicide doors, the retractable. And they've got a little sun visor thing, little sunshade thing they've clipped in there, which is all very cool. And some, matching cushions. Lovely to see the clubs though, they're all into it. Well, I don't know, what would you have, Stratos or the 246? I think I'd have the Stratos. Well, it's got everything the 246 has got, and also it's completely bonkers. Yeah, they're nice. Now this is something, in it. So Pinnacle in a coupe, so they like it. Look, they're all over it. Unfortunately, that looks like they're actually, trying to do some work there. So I didn't really want to get in their way too much. So I couldn't get much footage of it. I'm not sure about the red roof. I'd probably just have it in the one colour.
It's obviously popular.
I think they're elegant. I don't think you need that. I was quite taken with this weird bike behind it. Again, do I need to say it? Looks like it's written straight out of the Eagle comic. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, new one on me. I haven't seen one of them before. Oh, nice pair here, isn't it? Chititalia. So this is, deemed to be one of the most beautiful cars ever built, isn't it? Which is why they've got one in the museum in Museum of Modern Art in America. You know, when it was new, they put one in there. So we're 30 minutes in now. Good place to stop, I think. So come back next week for more.